Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Janus Motorcycles. We are here at Janus World Headquarters in Goshen, Indiana. It was a big week for Goshen because right behind us through the window last night, the Whalers played at our favorite live music venue, Ignition Garage, which is right through our window right there.
Their tour van would have been right in front of the window.
Yeah, it was really cool. And a lot of the team went to the concert last night and they played the hits, man. So I'm here. My name is Grant Longenbaugh. I'm the general manager at Janus Motorcycles. This is Richard Worsham, founder and design department of Panache, as we call internally. Welcome, Richard.
Hello and welcome.
Yep. We, if you haven't been on a live stream before, we get a lot of repeat live stream guests, and we love seeing you every day. If you haven't ever been on one before, why don't you raise your hand, tell us where you're coming in from, and we would love to take a roll call. So
yeah, we want to know.
Yep.
Where are you from?
If you already are a Janus owner or a Janus rider, got some folks signing in here. Gary, hello from East Lansing. Dan, welcome again.
As always.
West Michigan, yep. We had a really great 10 days. Summer is summering, and I own 20 vintage Indians and Harleys, and Janus bikes are really cool. Carrie, you need to own a Janus too.
20.
Hannah's logging in from the showroom. Thank you. Doug Vandermolen, Chicago suburbs. Oh, Union, Michigan. That's like 12 minutes away, Doug. No excuse for not coming to visit. Take a test ride. You could ride to Union, Michigan, ride to your cabin and back before we worried about you on a test ride. Just don't stay overnight. True. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. We've got a fun agenda for today. We're going to cover some of the news that's been happening around here. We're going to do a little recap of DGR, which was a smashing success worldwide. We had Janus riders riding all around the world. That was really cool. One guy, one of our riders, bought his bike in Texas. He was on a work exchange program. He exported it to the DGR homeland of Australia, and he rode in Melbourne's DGR, which is so cool. So we'll talk through that. We're going to talk through a couple really exciting new things we have here at, one of them I'm looking at right over there, at Janus, and it'll be a great day. So I'm going to go through a couple more roll calls. Ken Ashbrook. Ken owns a 50 and maybe a 250. Eric Green had an awesome like tintype photo he submitted from DGR in Portland. Eric's got one of the most unique and I want to almost call it like Rococo. It's like he's taken his motorcycle to the next level of
That's a good
ornament.
way of describing
it. It's really cool. So thanks all for joining us.
Leg shields with like emblems on them.
There's like a little shrine on the leg shield to somebody. I would love to hear the story behind that, Eric. Yep. It's really cool. Ken owns Halcyon 50cc number 34. I knew about that one. I couldn't remember if you had another one. Sorry about that. From the land of pleasant living. Great. Is that where they make butter? I don't know.
Thousand Lakes?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. The land of Thousand Lakes. Richard, why were you in Boston? If you follow any of our social media channels, you may have noticed that there are some random pictures of Charlie and Richard in a large convention center in Boston. Tell us about your trip to Boston.
Boston Events and Convention Center. Yes, as I think we've mentioned, we were going to head up to the PTC LiveWorks convention in Boston. PTC is the parent company for onshape, which is our design software that we use. We've used since the 250 days, and we have designed the 450 from scratch in onshape. Onshape is a really unique alternative to SolidWorks, which is sort of like the most well-known 3D parametric modeling software. And we've been using it for a long time. We used it for the 450, and we were invited this year to present on how we used it, how we have used it at Janus Motorcycles as a small manufacturer. And we did. The presentation went really well, and the fun thing about it was that...
What did you present on?
Oh, I presented on the story of how Janus Motorcycles went from the brink of disaster with our 50cc, with a stress riser that we discovered in the 50cc frame and solved, to using onshape that allows us to do analysis on the frame so that we can prevent those kind of things from happening again. And lo and behold, I didn't know who I was going to be talking to, but I was in the room, talking, and then it turned out that the founder of onshape was there, their vice president of R&D. Mm-hmm. They started talking it up with us, especially Charlie, asking him about features, and It was a really incredible
That's really cool.
event. We got to meet everybody, and we're really excited to. It's part of, I think, the fun thing about Onshape is that we're really part of it. We're part of something. It's not as big as a program like SolidWorks, so it fits really well with us.
And some of the Onshape founders are former SolidWorks folks, right?
Founders.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yep. So it really is kind of the next generation of. It works perfectly for our scale because of the way that we communicate with folks all around the world and all around the county too, right?
Yes. So some of the basics of Onshape is that it's cloud-based. It's not a program you download, and the way that we can share our design documentation with our suppliers. Not so much the Amish. We fax everything to them, but we share with them.
You send a print from 2023 back to 1945.
Yes,
when that happens, yeah.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Yep. So anyway, it's made our to use a jargon, our workflow. What is how do you?
Your tech stack or something like that.
Anyway, it's made it a lot faster and a lot easier for one designer and now an engineer and a designer to be able to design multiple production model lines from scratch with hundreds of parts in a matter of a few years. Which normally, if you think of a car, how many people are involved and how many years it takes to bring out a new model, it's actually pretty incredible that we're able to do that.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and I'm sure that was a really fun. I'm sure there are world-changing and life-changing and life-saving technologies that they featured there, but there's probably nothing quite as sexy as a motorcycle.
We had a motorcycle on the floor. We had lots of people interested. It gets a lot of attention.
Right, that's awesome. Hope we get to go back next year. That's great. Last Saturday, anybody in the live chat, if you participated in Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, you should wave your hand or send a mustache emoji in the chat. But it was really fun to see Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. If you are new to motorcycling or new to Janus or don't know what the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride is, it is a worldwide fundraiser for men's mental health and
prostate cancer
research. And it was started in Australia, 15 years ago or more. And it's turned into a worldwide event. Janus has participated in different locations. This year, we helped host the South Bend Ride. And it was really awesome. We started in north of South Bend in Granger with a local Ducati rider group and some folks from Triumph and elsewhere all around and we had maybe 8 internal team members here riding their own Januses. And we rode from Granger all the way.
And a lot of customers.
Yeah, we had folks from West Michigan. Pete all the way from Kentucky.
Rode up from Kentucky on his 450.
I'm going to start the video so people can see.
Oh, yeah. Check out a little, Jordan's rolling a little wrap-up video. It was really cool.
Well, this is just a walkthrough of some of the bikes.
Yeah.
This is a walkthrough of the starting location in Granger. But I'll just say when we started this year, we've always tried to raise funds for this. Our original goal for this one was for it to try and raise $1,000, and we blew past that one. I raised it to $2,000. We blew past that one. Raised it to $3,000. Blew past that one, and then just in the last couple of days, we were at $6,000. In the last couple of days leading up to the DGR event, which was last Sunday, we crossed over $10,000. So that's a team of maybe 30 people. Supporting Janus in the team. So these were not all people that were present at the event. These are people from around the country we pooled our fundraising for this cause together under the Janus name, raised $10,000. I'm still completely blown away by that.
That's so cool.
So congratulations and well done.
Yep. We had folks riding in Melbourne, Australia, Portland, Texas, California, Florida, couple places on the East Coast, Chicago, Indianapolis, South Bend. It was just so cool.
And it happens every year, and it's a great time. It's just so much fun to dress up and ride your bike and see other people dressed up and see the reactions from people when you're riding by them. But it happens every year, so we'll be doing this again next year. So if you didn't get to participate in this time, there's next time, and we'll try and set our fundraising goals higher next time.
Exactly. If you are interested in learning more about DGR, we have an awesome blog post on the blog about the results and the lead up to it and everything. And it really is the perfect outpouring or the activity for a Janus motorcycle to take
Yes.
because of what we are and who we are.
Our bikes were made for this.
Yeah. Triumph may have started DGR, but we made it something special. So thanks to the greater motorcycling community for coming together for that. We had a great time. I grilled out hot dogs and we hosted everybody at the shop. See the group picture. This was the South Bend ride, or what was left of it. Thanks to Pranay, who kind of invited us on board this year. It was a really great way to team up. It was really cool. What's next? Let's go through some of these other pictures, Jordan, while you're in there. These are some of our customer pictures from the week. This is our guy, Tom. You'll be seeing a video from him very shortly. Jordan's working on a video. Jordan and I traveled to Denver, North Carolina to update some of our Halcyon 250 footage and to do a interview with Tom. Tom has ridden dozens and dozens and dozens of motorcycles over the years, as well as Vespas and electric bikes, as you see here in the picture. And he loves his Janus. He rides probably 120 miles a day.
If you're on the Janus Owners group on Facebook, you'll see his posts, a lot of his posts there.
Yep. Great.
It wasn't hard to find pictures of his bike.
Right, yeah. This is our guy, Carl, who rode in southern Indiana, looking extra dapper on his vintage red, or Cardinal Red 450. That's a great shot.
Getting up there on the mileage, too.
Yep, another one from Tom. That looks like as North Carolina as it gets. Flip on through there, Jordan. This is a customer, just got his bike, and he had this awesome custom helmet painted locally. So we do sell helmets in shop. If you have any, we carry limited stock on the website, but we have the world of Biltwell at our fingertips. If you ever want to order a helmet to have customized by your local tattoo artist or have a airbrushed Gandalf put on it or something, anything you want, we have the whole Biltwell catalog available. We'd love to get you a helmet. We'd love to talk through the fitting process. If you have any questions about that, please wear a helmet. It's my dad's spiel.
And the Biltwell helmets there's a lot of different options out there for helmets that fit the aesthetic of a Janus. And the Biltwell provides a great safety rated, DOT rated, it's not a novelty helmet, helmet that looks the part. And it isn't as expensive as something like a Hedon or the old Ruby helmets that are now like $2,000 for essentially a novelty helmet. Yep. They're great. You can get them in an open-faced or a closed-face helmet. Yep. I actually ride with one every day. I use a more expensive helmet for long rides, but it's great for around town. Highly recommend them.
The thing about helmets is you should always balance what your budget is and what your use case is and everything, but you should never wear a helmet after you drop it.
And you should wear one.
Wear one. Wear a helmet, and if you drop it on the cement floor like we see here, get a new one. So that's kind of one of the benefits about Biltwell is you're not gonna break the bank with a $1,200 helmet. So buy a helmet that you don't feel worried to use. That's my advice. A couple comments here. Steve Reese, hi guys, 969 looking good in the background. That's awesome, Steve. Yeah.
Nice.
You should check out our TikTok account, Steve, because I did a little TikTok video about that. You get some real up-close shots of that yesterday. My brother Andy and I rode with the Janus crew. It was awesome. I know, that was so great. Thanks for coming down, Dan and Andy. Seth Markowitz says, DGR was quite fun. I think you rode in North Carolina. Lots of Royal Enfield and Triumph. Yep. Eric Green rode in Portland. Mike Evans, welcome. Yeah, you picked up your bike, right? Maybe?
Speaking of picking up, Tom B says, great experience last week picking up my bike. Oh, yeah. Fantastic group of people at Janus. Thanks again.
Tom came to Discovery Days with us because he just wanted to hang out. Ate a burger. Tom's got an awesome camping setup. We're going to do a video coming up here pretty soon. We got some ideas about how awesome a Janus is on an RV, on a little Sprinter van like that. It is perfect. Tom had the coolest setup, little army cot in the back of his Sprinter van, wheel chocks for it's like the ultimate toy hauler, go anywhere thing. Carlos, Janus 450 in cream color. We'll show yours in the middle room, Carlos. Yeah, you're seeing it. Right now. Yep. Did Tom talk to you about springs? Yes, Seth. We'll have some updates about that soon. That's a nice little teaser for what's coming down the road. Don't forget the gals DGR. Yep. Ken, thank you very much. We had lots of gals ride with us too. So Jacqueline, our supply chain manager, rode her new Halcyon 250 in like champagne color. It was so cool.
You had a girl on Indian skate too.
Yeah, it was great.
Are there more customer photos we're going to go through?
Real quick
let's finish those
here, Seth says, huge. Oh, he's talking about the springs. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Tom did talk to me about it, and you'll be hearing more soon.
More photos, please. Oh, this is Jeremy Hayes on the Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the Tail of the Dragon is, you should know what it is. And then if you ask anybody about it online, everybody will say there's better roads around. But it's a really fun.
Yeah.
It's like a ride. It's crazy because there's a lot of motorcycles on it, and you shouldn't go at certain times of the day.
318 turns in 11 miles or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's near Deals Gap, North Carolina. It is one of the, again, Janus motorcycles were made for this road. You see people on there on a Hayabusa or whatever, and it's stupid. But you can't go faster than 35 miles an hour on these roads, and it's really cool to see Janus is carving the corners on that. Awesome work, Jeremy.
Look at that. I have names on these pictures, but I don't know where they are. Or I labeled the picture, but
Yeah.
it just says Richard Worsham.
Oh, that's Richard Worsham. I didn't know you had a Tesla, Richard.
Yeah, sorry.
Or BMW, yeah.
That's all right.
That's a beautiful bike. That's a fresh one, too.
That's actually one of my favorite color schemes. That charcoal with especially the deluxe tank on that just looks fantastic.
Yep,
Black
it's really
leather.
cool. Okay, keep on filtering through there. This is a DGR photo from somewhere larger than Goshen. Oh, that's Mike Trueblood in
That is Mike
Pennsylvania.
Trueblood, yeah.
Beautiful. Keep on going there. Here's the group photo at Janus. Awesome. This
Boy.
is in North Carolina too. That must be the Blue Ridge Parkway. Shenandoah. There you go.
That's
Great song too. Skyline Drive. Thank you. If you're worried about the practicality or the usefulness of Janus motorcycles and you're on the live stream today, this should put your rest your anxiety because these are.
We'll talk a little bit
Yeah,
about
we'll talk
practicality.
about that. Yeah, just teasing it a little bit. This is so cool. This is Rob from Fargo, North Carolina. Fargo, North Carolina. One of the Norths. Fargo, North Congo. I don't know. Fargo, North Dakota. Bought a 450. That's an awesome shot, Rob.
That's beautiful.
This is our guy, Mark. Mark has been
Messing with his 250.
messing with his 250. Yep, that's a better way to. It might be just a podcast episode. Messing with my 250. We're experimenting with flipping those bars and making it look real.
Like a board tracker.
Yeah, I know. That's
So he's got a
really
nice
sharp,
color match between his Jeep back
Yep.
there and his
It's great.
250.
Yep. Awesome. That's in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Again, if you want to see a Janus in Fayetteville, there's many places to do it. Raise your hand. We'll get you.
I think that's it for the photos.
Great.
Sweet. A couple more questions. That was my helmet, Gringo S. Oh yeah, Danny. Yep. Thanks. Your name was on the tip of my tongue. I just saw those on Facebook. Seth Mark. I've got hundreds of miles on them. Mike Skidmore. You can double the speed limit on the Dragon for the most part. Fair enough. You can. Yep. And super practical. I use it as a car most days. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
With that, Richard, you want to what usefulness is a Janus motorcycle? I'm kind of hopping ahead a little bit.
Yeah. You want to dig into it?
Yeah,
Retro?
yeah, let's do it.
So, our motorcycles are often called retro, and there's over the last, I would say, 20 or even 30 years, we've seen a kind of surge in designs that look like they're old.
Or TV shows that are nostalgic.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
nostalgic TV
yeah.
shows. And some of the examples of that would be in the car world. It's probably the easiest to describe would be like the Mini Cooper, the Volkswagen, the new Beetle. Let's see, other good ones.
The Bronco, honestly.
That's really recent.
Yeah.
The new Bronco,
Yeah.
it shows that it's still going on. But I mean, when it first started coming
yeah,
out,
I
like
see,
the
yeah.
Mini Cooper,
The PT Cruiser.
the PT Cruiser is like the example of.
Yep.
It's the perfect example of
Yep.
the worst of retro.
The Thunderbird for a while.
HHR.
Yep. Yep.
Thunderbird, Camaro, Charger. I mean, all these are, and then recently like the Defender, the Bronco, the Fiat Cinquecento, the 500.
There's one of those around town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just cars that are explicitly I think you can find it in everything. There's TV, like Grant, you mentioned TV shows, and then even in other cars, you're seeing this kind of flavor of an appreciation for the past. Yeah, and of course, when people look at our bikes, the first thing they say is, well, either they say, well, did you restore that yourself, or my grandfather used to have one of those,
Yep.
or
what's that based off of?
or what period is that recreating?
Yep.
Or that's not period correct to have disc brakes on that motorcycle. And so the term retro has always kind of confused me. I never really knew what to do with it. The word actually means turning back. It's from Latin, so it's like going back. So why would we want to do that on a motorcycle? And we'll be releasing a little blog post on that shortly, where I was able to kind of think through it a little bit. But I think a lot of people, our love of vehicles and cars has to do with a love of old ones. And why is that? I was just talking to a customer who's picking up his 450, driving back to New York this morning. And
That's awesome.
And I asked him that same question. He's like, I just love old bikes. He had an MZ motorcycle from the 70s, and he has a 1938, what was it? DKW two-stroke.
Nice.
Which is a very iconic two-stroke. And he's just like, well, I just think there's something about them that's just fascinating. And that's really hard to put a finger on why we like those things and why we would want our new stuff to look like that. So that's kind of what I've been poking at.
Or it's hard to use the language that we have to use on things.
Right, because
to put it on a sentimental feeling.
Yeah, it's like an intangible thing. And what what I'm thinking about maybe is that there is those old vehicles, those old cars, boats, airplanes, motorcycles, bicycles. We've said in the past, like, there's a pairing of form and function, and I think that's true, but I think that's sort of a symptom of why they were amazing. And I have to kind of put some, explanation on this, but I think, or one idea is that they were not purely practical.
Yeah.
They weren't practical like the modern automobile or motorcycle tends to be.
Tom in our interview said he said, I have a Tesla and it's an appliance.
That is, I actually used that expression.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had said that.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like well, let me just talk about, I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
But these older vehicles, especially, like, think about something like a Brough Superior, which is a famous British motorcycle, kind of.
Lawrence of Arabia's.
He had 7 of them. He died on one. The Vincent motorcycles, think about a Bentley from the 1920s, like a 4.5 or a Bugatti Type 35, or all these iconic vehicles. There's something about them that they were uncompromising in a desire or in their ability to do something. And that thing was this thrilling experience of the road and of travel and of, well, like the word automobile, I think we've forgotten what that even really means. It means to move itself, auto locomotion. And that's actually a human desire. Like, the thing that sets us apart from a plant is our ability to move around in a lot of ways. And that's like that kind of connects with like our agency and our freedom, as we can, and so we all want to do that. We want to be able to not be limited to one place or one spot. So
Or not be just merely transported.
Exactly, yeah.
A plant can get on a train.
A plant can be put in the back of your car and put in your garden or whatever. So these vehicles were focusing on that, not so much on just getting you somewhere, because we can get on a train. Like, one of the things I ask in that piece is, what's the difference between a self-driving car and a train? Nothing, except for the level of convenience and efficiency.
Right.
Like, if you had a train that got you to work exactly when you wanted to, from your door to, well, that's the same thing. That's not a, practicality on some level is important, but you're not getting that experience of because I mean, I get the argument that we've been making is that just going blisteringly fast or experiencing G-forces
Face melting,
is
yeah.
a thing
Yeah.
that's I love. I mean, everybody thinks it's cool, like a roller coaster
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
But it's not the essence of what auto motion is. That is the idea that you can go where you want to. You're connected to something that you can drive, and the machine, what it does is it takes that human thing, which has always been the case since the dawn of time, and it augments it with an engine, and you can do it faster. And so what we're trying to do is capture what those old vehicles did, not clothe a modern, like a boring practical car
Right.
in vintage, old-fashioned clothes,
Right.
which is what I think the retro movement is really about. It's, you're putting all the latest technology and all all of its concerns with safety and practicality and convenience and efficiency
And connectivity.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you're just dressing it up in old-fashioned clothes, which that's great, that's fine, but that's, I think, the issue that I've always had with retro, and that's exactly what I think it helps people understand what we're trying to do with a Janus, is we're not trying to make it look old. We're trying to provide an experience that old vehicles had a more immediate connection with, which was this, basically it's the idea that you're connected directly to your throttle,
Yep.
your shift lever, your handlebars, and it's like your brain is hardwired to these little bottle rockets that can, and it's like those old machines. How about this? Those old, if a modern retro automobile gave you the kind of feedback that a vintage car had, it would be considered a flaw.
Yeah.
Like the smells,
Yeah.
the vibrations, that if you have to pay attention to
Yeah.
on an old Bugatti, like if you don't have your nose and your wits about you, it can end in disaster.
Yeah. Yep.
Luckily, we do take some practicality into concern, and you need to have a vehicle that's roadworthy and reliable and stuff like that. But the prime, focus needs to be on, for at least for us, is on that experience of immediacy and of
Agency
moving yourself in
yep.
agency.
Yep.
So,
and even on an ownership level, understanding what is happening, having a deeper
Yes.
understanding of what.
It's
Being
not
able
a-
to see through the bike. That's
it's not a black box
Yep.
that is covered in this old skin that it's got a computer screen, and if something goes wrong, you just take it to the service place. This is something that, whether you decide to do so or not, you can repair and do all your maintenance on yourself, which is and it's also like we're building them in a way that does that too. This isn't an assembly line where practicality and efficiency is the
Right.
prime. Of course, we have to make a profit, but we're not gonna. If we wanted to do that, we would do this completely differently. We wouldn't be using Amish craftsmen and making our fenders the way we do. So I think that question, it really helps. I hope it helps people understand why we're building 250cc motorcycles, lightweight, small bikes, and why we're putting all this effort and care and attention into them.
Yeah. There's a lot of great analogies in other motorcycles have maybe. We haven't really talked about motorcycles in this sense, but you can see it in boating. You've used boating analogies, or in watches. Like you can have an Apple Watch or an iPhone in your pocket that would get you to the moon, literally, with computing power. But yet some people still choose to wear a wristwatch. Why?
Yeah.
Because they want to.
because they want to, because it has some kind of, has a greater meaning.
Right.
That cannot be measured in terms of efficiency, which somehow it's come to dominate everything. But it's actually what we're trying to say is that is a reduced version of reality,
and
to think that way, and of humanity, and it does not give you a full
experience.
That
It doesn't make you happy.
Yeah. And so
Doesn't tickle
rather than focusing on the specifications and all the things that the industry has been distracted by over the last 30 years, we're focusing on the sensation of riding and the sensation of the ownership of this vehicle. So
absolutely.
That's our. We'll post something more on retro, but it's exciting to kind of think about it, and I do think it helps to understand what we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it helps us. I mean, one of the things that it's been fun to have some deep conversation with you, Richard, over the last couple months is directly as a result of trying to understand what some of these, reading through the comments here, and we get letters from people that we're like, we need to start to put this together so we understand what we're making too.
Yeah.
It's because there's over 1,400 Janus motorcycles in the world now. Why? What kind of notes are they playing with people that's making it sing?
And I think a lot of people buy it for the same reason that we started the company. It's like, I couldn't explain, it was a gut feeling, like, we need to do this. And I think a lot of people are like, I need to buy this. But it does help to kind of like poke at like why we're doing it. And I think it'll help us actually enjoy the motorcycles more.
Right.
And build them, have more fun building them.
And it, on a very basic level, it gives us stuff to talk about when other people are frothing over horsepower. Or top speed. Well, like Tom Neal says, I can get every penny of my value out of my bike on every ride because I'm just using all of it. And it, even when you're going 35 miles an hour on a Janus 250, you're getting more out of that experience than you would on a larger, more powerful, heavier, more practical bike. Well, when we were following Tom out to some of the twisties doing videos, I had a hard time keeping up with him in my modern car because he was getting every ounce out of it. So some awesome comments here. I'm going to read through a couple. Mike Skidmore says the Manx Dune Buggy is back in business. That's cool. There's a lot of these, and somebody's rebuilding like the Willys Jeep, and there's some really cool versions of that. One of my favorites is my 65 Pook Twingle. Love that, Ken.
Oh yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia veered off the road to avoid hitting a child, and he died in that accident.
It's true.
I did not know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm sorry about your skid, Mike. Around northern Indiana, deer season is a scary time to ride. It's Dan says, note to other watchers on here, if you don't own a Janus yet, I can guarantee that he doesn't work for us. He just bought a motorcycle from us and are on the fence and are thinking of getting one. Get one. Hands down, the best motorcycle I've ever owned in so many aspects. That's awesome. Craig, are there any plans to, this is different. Any plans to expand and open other dealerships? We are working on that a little bit. The experience of buying a Janus motorcycle is very different than going to a lineup at Bob's Power Sports sorry if there's actually a Bob's Power Sports in Lawrence, Kansas or whatever.
Because they've bought into that practicality and efficiency argument completely.
Yep. And one of the really unique parts about buying a Janus is you are a part of the creative process from the very beginning. Most everybody that buys a Janus works through the configurator, spends 1 to 2 days or 3 to 4 months trying to figure out their colors. And it's a part of the experience of saying, this is what I'm going to hitch my steed to, and this is going to be my vehicle that I pilot. So we're trying to really figure out how to bottle that in some ways so that people can see one out there in the world. We have some great ideas to utilize some of our really passionate riders out there so that we can incentivize and encourage everybody to get out and show off their bike.
And if you all have ideas on how we can do that better,
please do.
Let us know. We would love it.
Seth says, Jeep Man Dan says, one of the best purchases experience I've ever had. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Love you guys. That's so great. I've owned and restored lots of cars. Daily drove a 53 Chevy pickup. Now you're speaking my language now, Seth. That's awesome. I'm just going to hold on to my 98 until it feels like
old?
Yeah. My first car was a Chevy pickup, and I still have it. You cannot own a Janus stealthily. That's awesome. Might use that. Janus designs rideable art, pure motorcycling experience with no distractions. Yep. I own several, and they have allowed me to continue to ride on 2 wheels as I get older. Gary, you're awesome. Gary owns 3 now. Phoenix 79, Halcyon 250 79, and Halcyon 450 79.
Really?
No, sorry, Halcyon 450 number 3. Even cooler than 79. That's great. It's always a good feeling even before starting to tick the avoid highways button on Google Maps. That's awesome.
Which is all part of the same thing. If you want a bike to get on the highway, Go find yourself one.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's great. Awesome. That was really lovely to talk through. We got a couple more news bits, and then we're gonna show off our brand new Halcyon 450 colorway, 450 and 250, and we're gonna bid you farewell. So we just launched a new video on our website on YouTube. Riley is one of our youngest owners. She is an insanely talented surrealist painter. She's an oil painter in Cincinnati, and she bought a Halcyon 250.
When did she buy it?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
When she was 20, because she saw it online and she said, I'm going to sell a painting for the price of that bike. And lo and behold, she did. So we're really proud of her and proud that she's part of the growing core of Janus owners. I hope that she gets to join us at the rally. She did some awesome Janus art that we show off a little bit in the video. We didn't mean for our little trip to be the artist tour, but Tom is also a very insanely talented oil painter. So you'll see some of his coming up too. So if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, you are on YouTube right now, so it is literally 2 clicks away. See what other videos we have posted down there. There are some awesome testimonials, awesome ride videos, really fun shorts from around the shop of what's going on around here. Please do it if you're thinking about Janus Motorcycles. That's how you get to know us. Apart from just listening to us ramble on.
Ramble. Not babble.
Before we show our new color, this Sunday, Richard will be designing a motorcycle part live on YouTube. The Ramble Stream.
Ramble Stream is on.
Yep.
Sunday at 7 p.m.
So you want to hang out with Richard, bring your favorite beverage, whether it be tea, seltzer, still water, bourbon, beer, tequila, corn whiskey, whatever you want. Hop on the Ramble Stream and see, do you know what you're going to be working on?
Don't yet.
Okay, it's going to be a surprise.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be a
great.
surprise for me too.
Last couple times, it's been really fun to see some of the folks out there with engineering chops. Put it to you.
Seth?
Yeah. Why did you do it this way? It's great. I love that. So join Sunday evening at 7?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Right now, we also have a spring special. We're calling it Halcyon Days. 20% off all options. That is almost as good as our Black Friday special. We try and stick to our word and say the Black Friday special is the special of the year, but it's 20% off all options. All of that is reflected on the website. So if you're ready to buy a Janus motorcycle, please do it now before the line gets too long and summer is behind us, and get 20% off. Mitch and Hannah are on the phone standing by. Actually, I think they're doing a pickup right now. We've had 2 pickups today, and we've got another one coming. So
And it's one of every model.
Yeah, one of every model.
Yeah.
It's so cool. We had a Griffin pickup who lives down the street from me in Goshen. We have a customer riding home to New York today on a 450.
450.
And we have somebody from Kentucky picking up a Halcyon 250. So cool. Our next Discovery Day is in a week from this Saturday in June. So
Yes.
if you want to come see where we are at right now, smell the smells, hear all the sights, see my dog laying right there, come join us on a Discovery Day. We'll buy you a burger if you come. If you buy a bike, we'll give you your ticket price back. That's my sales shtick. We should look at this bike.
Let's go look at this bike.
It's awesome. This is the newest color. It is Inland Seafoam Green. This was on the website for all of about 2 hours before somebody saw it and nabbed it. I think it's going to California. I can't remember though. Kelly just put the black outline on the feather this morning for us, and it looks
So Inland Seafoam Green with cream primary pinstripe and a copper secondary, copper feather, deluxe polished aluminum fuel tank. We got polished exhaust. This hasn't even been test run. You can see because there's no color on it yet. We've got saddle brown leather.
Take that bag off.
Yeah. Swing. Saddle brown leather. What else we got? We got a
Headlight visor.
headlight visor. Mirrors haven't been put on yet.
Really just the color combo is the thing that sings, man.
Yeah, the cream, and I see a lot of future inland sea green with cream coming up. Although it could look really good with some more, I was thinking like a crimson pinstripe
Oh, yeah.
or a turquoise would be really neat.
Super cool.
Really stunning. I think this is a color that goes really well with our style.
Awesome. If you would like to, this is live on the configurator. If you want to see what a bike looks like with our inland seafoam green, get on the configurator. It's on our website. Click the Build Yours button, and you can try it before you buy it, or just try it a lot. So it's really cool. Let's take a quick fly through what else is on the floor, because I know that there are some people on here probably hoping to catch a glimpse of the bikes that they're having built for themselves. And I want to give you all a shout out, and then we'll bid farewell for the day, for the week.
So we got 969 back here.
Yeah, yep.
Do a quick flyby of that one?
Yep.
This is our Indy Racing, no, what is it called? American Blue, yeah. American Blue, gold primary with a white secondary pinstripe color. Basic tank without the polished sides. Exhaust isn't on it yet. This is about halfway through assembly. Saddle brown leather, deluxe, wide line seat.
So cool. Behind you is EJ003. I forget whose that is.
So this is our classic
EJ's.
olive drab with a single gold pinstripe. Can't go wrong with this combo. This is the smaller standard saddle brown solo seat. Love this mat.
Here's bike 183. This is Carlos signing in. He was on the live stream. $966 is right behind it. This is on the website. This is a $250 on our new Seafoam. This is available for purchase. This is vintage red with navy and white. I'm not sure whose that is because the number plate isn't painted yet. And over here we've got Chief under the lights getting wrapped up. Chief, if you're on the live stream, that's your bike.
Could show off the black seafoam here.
Oh yeah. It's waiting on rear shocks and exhaust. It's almost done, but this is another really,
Double black.
it's really cool. Silver looks really good with that too. I'm gonna check our comments real quick and then we're gonna say farewell. Great new color. Thanks, Gary. That color is stunning. Thanks, Ken. How about making a feather decal available? That's kind of cool. That's a good idea. Howard.
Howard's on?
Yeah.
How's it going, Howard?
Cruz. Tom Kimball is writing a screenplay starring the motorcycle. That is awesome.
That sounds amazing. He's got 450 number 192 on order.
Nice. Lots of tears of joy, part of the overall personal experience of creating it together. Thank you, Tom. I'm going to carry that with me for the weekend. You guys, all of the wonderful things you said, sorry to get sentimental here, but I get really proud about that. So you guys make the world go round for us. If anybody has any questions about a build, if you have any comments about how things are going, or have any feedback about what color we should name our next color, or how we should start a dealership. We're always open ears here, and we love to get some feedback from you all. Thanks for all of yours help in building something beautiful here. We will be back in 2 weeks, not next Friday, but the next after that for our next live stream here. Join Richard on his Ramble stream on Sunday. Make sure you check out Riley's video on YouTube. Make sure you check out our sale on the website. We also have new posters, and I heard it from a little bird that hats and t-shirts are coming soon too. So keep an eye out for that good stuff. And
oh, I know what I'm going to say, and this is going to sound really, I don't know what the word is. Please consider liking this video.
oh, great! Yes,
It actually really does
subscribe.
help us.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. I know I usually don't say that on my videos, but it really will help us with spread the word with these and get more people on and expose ourselves to more.
We just
more
did a
folks.
little tiny survey of some of the more recent folks that ordered a bike and said, "How did you find out about us?" And this is a lot of that. So
Yeah.
if you like and share and subscribe, that helps us grow. It helps us keep from giving Mark Zuckerberg more money. And the good word from you all is worth anything that we could say times 10. So
Absolutely.
share the good word. Good reminder from Gary, Memorial Day weekend is always a wild weekend to ride. So
Yeah, be careful.
Be safe. Please wear your protective gear if you do ride. Get a ride home if you need a ride home from the cookout. So have a great weekend. Be safe. You guys are all awesome, and see you next time.
See you later.